I'm Daniel Agramonte from IMMCO Incorporated, and I will be doing a demo of Atlas, IMMCO's GIS integrated asset management application and workflow management solution. Service providers have so much to do with so little resources. Even a small provider must deal with tens of thousands of customers and hundreds of miles of plant. Effectively managing these assets is cost and time intensive. On average, MSOs spend $11.6 billion on their plant annually. To effectively tackle such a problem, it's critical that the right people see the right information at the right time, but coordinating dozens or hundreds of people, getting them on the same page, and having everyone move as a single unit toward your company goals is a very challenging problem. The result is that many companies suffer from fragmentation, interdepartmental siloing, and ultimately inefficiency and money loss. Imagine how much money your company has lost from projects being uncoordinated, from people not being held accountable, or from contractors rushing through projects and hardly keeping track of the money they spend. The solution to these problems is Atlas. By using Atlas, your company can increase its efficiency and decrease its operating costs, thereby making both your customers and your shareholders happier. Atlas accomplishes this by tightly integrating the management of construction and your plant assets within the software. With Atlas, capital projects, which are such a huge money drain for service providers, are entirely managed and operated from beginning to end. Additionally, Atlas tracks every hour and every dollar devoted toward a project, so that your project managers can ensure your company resources aren't squandered and that your projects stay on time and on budget. But Atlas is also a decision support software. To make a good decision, we need information. And the more information we have, the better decisions we can make. Atlas can compile relevant data across all your jobs into compact reports to help your upper-level management team make strategic decisions. Furthermore, Atlas is integrated with a powerful GIS application so that your employees can quickly obtain info about your plant, decreasing the need for truck rolls while at the same time increasing the efficiency of each individual one. Now, let's see how Atlas can actually be used to improve the operation of your company. On this tab, I can gain more specific insight into the plant I have, and I can select what type of data I want in this drop-down menu here. For example, I can find out the cost per mile for fiber commercial new builds. You can clearly see that our actual cost per mile is not keeping up with our budget projections whatsoever. Now let's examine the eastern region again. The actual cost per mile is $150,000, even though we only projected this to cost about a third of that. This is a problem. From this high-level company view, I can zoom in from the macro to the micro and see what's really going on here. If I go into the Business tab and then to the Purchase Order Chart sub-tab, I can find specifically the information I want to find out. Purchase orders made in the Eastern region for fiber commercial new builds. You can clearly see that fiber commercial new builds make up an inordinate portion of the total number of purchase orders. Now, with Atlas, we can see if there's any common thread telling us the source of this problem. By clicking on this portion of the graph, I get a summary of all the purchase orders, and I can see collective information about them and even export them to Excel. If I open this up and examine these purchase orders, you can see that nearly all of them originate from GLID 54546. Now, armed with this information, I can talk to the supervisor of GLID 54546 and make sure he keeps track of the costs that him and his team are incurring. Now, when you create a new job, the general process is to go through a survey, which typically includes a walkout, with it then progressing to construction and then completion. IMMCO understands the diversity of the telecom industry, so within each of these steps, your company can customize the flow and the fields to suit your own needs and purposes. Additionally, by investing in Atlas, your company doesn't have to forego the software you already use and pay for. Using Atlas's API, your legacy software can talk to Atlas so that our solution can seamlessly integrate within the operations of your company. Within IBIS, you have a set of layers that can be turned on and off to isolate what you want to see. Using the information tool, you can find specific data you need to know about your plant. For example, if I make fiber splices queryable, I can click on this fiber splice using the information tool and then generate a report containing all the different fibers spliced at that point. I can then export this report as an Excel spreadsheet or a PDF, and in Atlas I can even select each individual fiber splice and ask Atlas to trace out the fiber's path from beginning to end. But this is only the beginning of Atlas's functionality. With the redlining tool, I can propose to build new plant by drawing on the GIS itself. Once I've finished drawing my redline, I can send it as an email attachment to anyone who needs to see it. Then I can go back into the redline later, edit it, and then place down more advanced devices such as amps and taps. And then I can even do some rudimentary design. I can also use the bill of materials function to determine what sort of plant is in a nodal region. When I click on the tool, all I have to do is determine which nodes I want to look at. Let's say WF070 in our case, and then Atlas will generate a report of all the plant that your company owns in that region. This information, coupled with Atlas's powerful workflow and project management capabilities, creates a configurable software that can take your company into the future. Thank you. Please contact us for more information or visit our website at immcoinc.com and request your free demo today.